What's going on, y'all? We're here today to talk about my top 10 favorite golf courses everywhere, not just Myrtle Beach, but everywhere. I've played a lot of good ones. I think I've played upwards of 400 courses. We're going to run down the top 10. I'm going to give you a few honorable mentions here before we get going. Didn't make my top 10, just to give you kind of the caliber of courses that missed out. We're judging them basically on really like two things is really all we're judging these courses on. Are they fun to play? And then the conditioning. I don't really mind for customer service or not a great grill room, things like that. I don't mind, lodging, no big deal. Amenities at pool or tennis court, I could care less. So, fun to play and conditioning are my two factors really. Pretty much I always judge a course by, but definitely for my top 10, that's what we're going by. So let's get into the honorable mention here. I'm just going to run these down real quick. Y'all have probably heard of some. You may not have heard of the others, but I'm not going to really get into any details of these, the ones that missed out here. Galloway National in New Jersey, Ohio State Scarlet course, Karsten Creek at Oklahoma State course, Quail Hollow, where the PGA Tour plays, Bay Hill, where the PGA Tour plays, Bryant Park Champions, Greensboro, North Carolina, Raleigh Country Club, where the Korn Ferry plays, Old North State Club. Those were all close, but did not make my top 10. With that being said, let's get going. Number 10, my all-time favorite course, number 10, is the Cardinal Golf and Country Club. That's where I grew up. That is really not one of the reasons I have it in my top 10. It is a fabulous course, Pete Dye course, built in the 1970s. There's a stream that runs through 16 holes of the course. Par 70 used to host the Cardinal Amateur, big regional amateur tournament for many years. Dustin Johnson played in it. A lot of big amateur guys. William McGirt won it. But they don't host that anymore, but used to be hosted out there. The course was built in the late 70s. Pete Dye design, very difficult, challenging, small greens. And he came in 2006 and completely rebuilt the whole place. He made a par 3 that was 165 into 230 with water all around it, plaqued by the green, the hardest par 3 I've ever designed. So that is the Cardinal Golf and Country Club. My home course growing up there is my 10th favorite course I've ever played. Number 9, here into a Myrtle Beach course here is the Dunes Golf and Beach Club. Just hosted the Myrtle Beach Classic.
Goddard finishes in grand style.
There's a 1948 Reese Jones design. Beautiful course, beautiful clubhouse right by the water there. Always immaculate conditioning. A lot of fun to play. The Waterloo hole. A couple short par 5s. You can take some risks. Yeah, it's a good course. That conditioning really brings that into the top 10. Fabulous conditioning. But Dunes, man, great course. So let's move on to number 8 though. This is our first Mike Strantz course on the list. Is Tot Hill Farm. It's in Asheboro. It's built in the late 90s. A big piece of property. Huge funneling greens, slopes, tunnels, funnels, all that good stuff. You probably noticed that on a lot of my top 10 here. Big and wide and not homes and condos lining the fairways, and lots of slopes and angles and funnels and backboards. And that's my favorite type of golf. Getting up to a green and it's a false, looking over the hill. You're exhilarating trying to figure out where your ball is and watching it roll back to the pin. It's a great feeling. So that is Tot Hill Farm. Mike Strantz goes under the radar. Just had a renovation. Definitely worth checking out. Great course. Tot Hill Farm, Asheboro. It's about an hour, 45 minutes or an hour from Pinehurst. It's right on the way for most people. Pinehurst, Myrtle Beach. Great pit stop there. Tot Hill Farm. Number 7, TPC Sawgrass, the 7th best course I've ever played. Home of the Players. Some of you may be saying, wow, it might shock you kind of a couple courses I got ahead of this, but I mean, the fun to play factor on this one is kind of low, but the conditioning immaculate, obviously, the history there. So I did a little history judgmental there, gave it a little higher rating just because home of the player there, the Island Green, everybody sees it. It's on TV. It's a great tournament, great last 3 holes. So It's hard. It wasn't really a fun to play course. I played bad when I played there, but to be expected. Very hard course, but yeah, that's the seventh best course. Pete Dye design, second Pete Dye, and I will spoiler alert, last Pete Dye. The only other Pete Dye course I got in there. So moving on to number 6, True Blue, our second Mike Strantz, right down the road in Pawleys Island, part of the Myrtle Beach industry. Our second course in Myrtle Beach. Man, that's a fun course. Just what I was mentioning there, super wide and bold and big fairways. The 10th fairway's got to be 90, 100 yards wide. It's fun to play. A lot of mini holes are like that, 40, 50, 60 yard wide fairways. Number 4 really sticks out to me. Great hole. I had that in my top 10 holes in Myrtle Beach, and man, it's a fun hole, fun course. I've played well there, always play well there. Just you have so much more confidence standing over the ball when you got a massive fairway. You're not looking at condos staring you down left and right. Yeah, that'll about do it for my sixth most favorite course I've ever played. My fifth most favorite is the Dormy Club in Pinehurst. Used to be private, went public for a couple years. I believe they are back to private. So unless you know somebody, it's probably going to be pretty difficult for you to play. But the Dormy Club in West End near Pinehurst, Tom Dogill, Bill Core and Crenshaw designed it. Man, they're great designers. I think that's the only course I've ever played from them. Need to get to some more, but man, that course is fun. Similar vibes as the couple I mentioned there. When I was out there, they didn't really have any amenities or condos, which was kind of nice. I think they're building up a little bit, but blast of a course there, wide, no, through the woodlands there, a lot of like half par holes. I think they'd called them. Couple real short par fours, couple real long ones. Man, that's a fun course. I need to try to get back out there. Dormy Club, my fifth favorite. Moving on to the fourth favorite is a third Mike Strantz course is Tobacco Road in Sanford there. I know if it's getting pretty big following online now. You've probably heard of it. You've probably played it. Tobacco Road is amazing. Mike Strantz, he's gone too soon, but God, I love that course. I've played it probably 6, 8, 10 times now. I haven't filmed out there yet. Gonna be trying to get out there, as soon as I can. But man, that the biggest, boldest course you'd ever seen. The first fairway hits you right there in the face. It looks like it's a 10-yard strip, but little you know that the two giant mounds funnel in there, and you can hit it 100 yards left and right. And there are numerous holes you can do that. Drivable holes, short par fives, cut corners. Number 13, cut the corner and hit a gap wedge into the par 5 there. 14 is the beautiful par 3 looking down. As you pull in, you see it. But man, Tobacco is pretty amazing. I love that. That's the fourth favorite course I've ever played. The third favorite is Pinehurst number 2. And I'm kind of have this one up there, similar vibes to where I set up TPC Sawgrass, the wow factor, the clubhouse, and the history there.
Payne Stewart is the 1999 U.S. Open champion. Oh my!
What a clutch putt!
Just giving this a nod in the rankings. It is fun to play, but those greens can frustrate you. Known for their turtleback greens, they're one hazard on the course. It's a Donald Ross design. They took out their rough recently and made it all waste sandy area with wire grass. I haven't unfortunately played it since then, but the greens are pretty much the exact same as when I played it. I played it 3 times, played it well in a junior tournament. Actually, the North-South Junior played really well there. Top 5, but yeah, that's Donald Ross course. That's as top as it gets. The U.S. Open Hub, going to be there a lot. Every 6, 8 years, the U.S. Open I was going there, so it's a phenomenal course. Pinehurst number 2, hitting back to the clubhouse there on 18 is just big time vibes. And moving on to the second favorite course I've ever played is Sweetens Cove in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, near Chattanooga. King Collins design, 9 holes. He saved this little mom and pop course, was going under in just put amazing story what he did there and save that course, put his heart and soul into it, and he sure did come up with something special there. I've been there twice. Yeah, they do the all-day passes. You buy the pass with you and like 39 other people. There's 40 people on the course, I believe how they do it, and you can play. You're there all day, sun up to sundown, or probably 8 a.m. to sundown. And I did that. I've done that 2 passes, 2 days each. So I've played it 4 times all day, and you just loop it again. They have 2 flags in each green. A lot of fun. Drivable holes. A lot of these have drivable holes. That's got to be more, and there's not a lot in Myrtle Beach, unfortunately, but drivable holes are fun. Short par fives, risk reward holes, cutting corner, watching your ball, like I mentioned earlier, the slopes, and watching your ball funnel is really a lot of fun. But that's kind of their main vibe there. Huge putting green, the massive putting green, Himalayas putting green. You could spend hours there during putting contest. So that's Sweetens Cove. Check it out if you can. It's worth it. And we'll move on to my favorite course I've ever played in my life is Streamsong Black at Streamsong. Gil Hanse design, the designer of the Olympic course. He put in a gem, Streamsong Black. Pretty much I'd nailed what I'd been saying, just super wide, par fives, short par fours. Ninth hole is one of the coolest holes you'll ever see. The inverted saucer green. Can't see the pin, hardly see. You know where the green is, but you can't see the pin hitting into it. You check the chart by the tee, tell you exactly where the pin was, and all kinds of funnels in here. I'll put a picture of this green on the screen here, and man, that is the coolest hole. I think one of the coolest holes I've ever played. I hit a 9-iron. It was right where I was wanting, and got down there. It was 3 feet away. That may or may not be one of the reasons I think it's a cool hole, but I was getting a lot of comments from the group I played with how cool that hole was, and many others out there. They got the Gauntlet putting course. They got the par 3 warm-up course there. The amazing the grill room and the all glass doors right there looking out. You can see most property there. Just the biggest greens you'd ever seen in your life. It's hard to miss most of those greens out there, and they were just insanely fun to putt and to approach, to watch your ball funnel towards the pin. It's awesome. That's as good as it really gets. So Streamsong Black is top notch. It is a little pricey now, but it's worth it. I got out there in 2018. I think it was only $80, believe it or not. During the summer, I'm going to get back there probably one summer. Save a little dough though, but man, you gotta play Streamsong Black if you ever get the chance to. But that'll pretty much do it here for my top 10 favorite courses I've ever played. Let me know your thoughts if you've played some of these, what your favorites are. Just let me know. Drop them down in the comments. I try to respond to all the comments I can. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one soon. Peace.